Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, so today we are going to be talking about vitamins and supplements. Now, these are some of the things that I take and things that have been suggested by my doctor. Now, some of them might resonate with you and you might want to take them too, or this will probably begin to prompt you to think about some of the things that maybe your doctor have been asking you to take. And if there was ever such a time to just really slow down and think about our insides, it's now during quarantine, right? So that when we are off to living our best lives and engaging in our future endeavors, we'll know that we have healthy insides. So without further ado, we are going to get into my vitamins and my supplements. Now, they make me happy. So you'll see that I am actually dancing with my supplements. Stay tuned.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so now that we're back from the dance party, I want to share with you the two items that I had in my hand. The first one was vitamin D, okay? And I'll show that to you. All right, hopefully there's not a glare, you can see it. It is by Carlson, okay? And it has 365 drops. That means for this bottle, that costs about $14.99, I think I paid for it, you will get 365 drops. It'll last you an entire year, okay? Now, when my doctor had first asked me to take these drops, she was explaining to me that as an African-American woman, a lot of times I and other African-American women are vitamin D deficient. And I took her advice and I purchased it. And this has been like maybe 4 to 5 years that I've been taking these drops. But I never really understood why we were deficient. And that is something that I probably should have looked up, but I didn't. I just trusted her. And so I purchased it. But last night I went to look up, why is it that African-American women, and I actually found out that it's African-American people, like African-American men, women, we have that vitamin D deficient because the melanin that's in our skin lowers the ability for vitamin D to be created in us, even after sun exposure. I mean, isn't that wow? Like, to me, that's intriguing. I'm like, wow, I never knew that. I was just taking it, like I said, because my doctor told me to take it. So it doesn't mean that there's no vitamin D being created inside of us. It just means that it lowers the ability for vitamin D to be created. So that's why my doctor was suggesting that I have a vitamin D supplement. And so I'm so happy that she did that. And I definitely, now that I know exactly why I need to be taking these supplements, it encourages me even more not to skip out on a day or, whatever have you. Sometimes what I will do is I keep this on my bathroom counter, and after I'm done brushing my teeth, I will take a drop. But there are days where I just forget. And I don't really see it as a big deal. But now that I truly understand why she told me to take them, I think that I'll take it a little more serious in the morning after brushing my teeth. The second item that I wanted to show to you that I had in my hand is this, okay? This is a multivitamin. Now it says bariatric multivitamin. Now I haven't had bariatric surgery or anything like that, and I'm thinking that the reason that someone who has had bariatric surgery would be told to take something like this is because it has tons and tons and tons of vitamins. And during a big surgery like that, you miss out, right? You lose a lot of those things that were like in your blood and so on and so forth. So I think that's maybe the reason, it has tons and tons of vitamins in here. So the reason I take this, it does have tons of vitamins in it and it's really, really good. If you have an opportunity to look this up on Amazon or on Google, it'll be really good. I'll try to link it in the description box below so you can check it out. But the reason I take it is because it has 45 milligrams of iron. Now, I am anemic. That means that I have an iron deficiency. It means that I do not have enough red blood cells running through my body. And that's really important because the red blood cells help to have oxygen and bring the oxygen to the lungs and to the different parts of the body. So that's really important. So because I am iron deficient, I take this supplement because it actually has the max amount of iron that a person can take in a day. So that's why I take this one. But like I said, it has tons and tons of other vitamins that are pretty good for your body as well. All right, so we are back from the second dance party. I already told you all, okay, that my vitamins, my minerals, they make me dance, okay? They make me feel good on the inside. So let me share with you the first item that I had in my hand. It was a multi-mineral, okay? Now, multi-minerals are different from multivitamins just because they carry different types of benefits. So a multivitamin, a multimineral are two different things. If you look on the nutrition label, you'll see that they are different things that are included in the bottles, okay? So the reason I take this one is because it has a great amount of magnesium. Now, magnesium is really good because it helps with muscle contraction. And the reason that is really important to me is because a lot of times in the past, I would get a lot of cramps in my toes. So after taking magnesium for about a year, I did not have any experience with cramps in my toes. So I was hooked. I was like, okay, this is something I definitely need to have in my house. I need to take it consistently because having a cramp in your toe is not fun at all. So this is something that I take on a daily basis. And it's been really good for me. It does have some other things that you would not find in a multivitamin. So it does have calcium, which is really good. It has iodine, it has zinc, it has copper, it has potassium, okay? And it has a whole lot of other things as well. So a multi-mineral is something that I believe we should all be taking, all right? The second item that I had in my hand is elderberry, okay? Now, elderberry is really, really good. I know it's almost considered a buzzword nowadays because a lot of people are talking about elderberry, and it's good to boost your immune system. It's really good because it helps to decrease inflammation. And what I really, really like about elderberry is that it can be used as a preventative measure for colds and flus. So what I like about that is we're not waiting until there's some sort of ailment and then we begin to treat it. We can actually decrease the chance of us getting a flu or getting a cold if we would just take this consistently. So these two are awesome. And I would definitely suggest that you look it up and see if that is something that you want to include within your daily intake. All right, so that was the last dance party for this video. Let me show you what I had in my hand. The first item that I had was cod liver oil. Okay, now if you saw my last video, you'll know that I spoke about cod liver oil then. The one thing that I didn't talk about in the last video that I want to share with you now is that cod liver oil has a nice amount of omega-3s. And omega-3s is really good to keep your heart healthy, okay? And I mean, there's a list of different things that omega-3s does to your heart, or is why it's good for your heart, okay? So that is something that you might want to go ahead and research. So that was one item that I had in my hand. The next item that I had in my hand was a protein drink. Okay, now this particular protein drink is pretty good. I will tell you some of the things that it has in it. Okay, so one of the first ingredients is filtered water, which is pretty good. And then it has magnesium in it as well, and it has potassium, and it does have a list of other things that's pretty good. Now, the reason this is really good for me is because I don't eat any type of land animal. So that means that any type of animal that grazes the land, I don't consume it. So that's chicken, beef, anything that grazes the land, I don't have it. So I am a pescatarian. So that means that I do still eat different types of animals that are in the sea. Okay, so I still like seafood, I still consume seafood. So this is really important to me because I don't eat meat. A lot of the times I really have to pay attention to my protein intake. Now, what I try to do with every meal is look and be sure that I've included some type of protein in my meal. But sometimes, it could be a bit skimpy, meaning there's probably not as much protein that should be in that meal, or sometimes I just don't have it, right? If I'm having a particular type of fruit, then that means that I'm not eating protein or consuming protein. So I like this protein drink because it has 20 grams of protein in it, and it allows me to know, like, okay, at least 20 grams of protein that I'm supposed to have for the day is in this protein drink. All right, so that is all I have for you today. The one thing that I wanted to mention before I leave you is all the items that I showed you today, all the nutrients and all the different supplements and the different vitamins that I showed you today are things that are really good for me. Some of the things have even been recommended by my doctor. So that's why I take them. But if you are thinking about taking any of these supplements, I would definitely encourage you to share it with your doctor first, because everyone's body is different, right? And as much as cod liver oil, for example, is amazing, maybe cod liver oil may not be good for you because of other things that are going on in your body. So I would definitely suggest that you talk to your doctor first before you start taking any type of supplements, just so that they are aware of it, okay? Just so that they're privy of it. That's really important. And that is all I have for you today. So if you are new here and you have not subscribed to this channel, you can definitely do so if you think that this is a place where you think that you are going to learn, where you think that you're going to grow and just get some goodies out of this channel. And if you have a comment that you'd like to share with me, definitely do so down below. And since you watched all the way through, why not like this video? All right. Until next time. Bye-bye.